Good afternoon. This is Dr. Cecily, and welcome to my channel, Transformational Leadership. Now, I did start off talking about the 5 behaviors of a transformational leader. And what I tried to do in my previous videos was trying to align not only policing in America, because this is about a systemic racist institution, beginning with our Supreme Court, our district courts, our probate courts, probation, even the way we do traffic fines. And like I mentioned in my last videos, I am a former sergeant with the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in Detroit. So I was kind of amazed. It was like a aha moment for me when I seen people with traffic fines get locked up, especially when I came down to Georgia. And the young lady told me that not only she had to pay the traffic fine, but she also had to pay additional fines and fees along with having a probation officer. And Georgia was the first, I'm gonna tell you, Georgia was one of the first states to institute this pay to play. And what I mean by that, and this is not what I'm gonna talk in this video, I'm going to take my time and research these probation officers and these this parole officers. I'm talking about for misdemeanor traffic silver fines, because why do these people have to go to jail and strip naked and be in there with cold-hearted criminals, the ones that's been transferred down from other prisons, because they don't get directly transferred to the court. They get transferred to the local jails, and then the local jails in turn. So my question is, why are we doing a pay to play when it's the poor, when it's the blacks, the poor, and the minorities that are fueling this system of not for patrol safety or protect or serve under that guise, but to continue to put my black people in slavery, continue to profit off of these probation and these private correctional jails. The only thing and item and agenda is to incarcerate black, unarmed, innocent people. Now, I'm not talking about the people that's guilty. When the people are merely walking and talking, I mean, because when is this going to stop? So I want to make Dr. Grandy, if you look him on YouTube, he does analysis, psychoanalysis on the traits of, like he did one on Derek Chauvin, the officer that murdered and lynched George Floyd. And I want to mention about this. It seems to me, and I'm sure everybody's seeing, because I was even disillusioned, and I'm gonna tell you why. Even as an officer working at the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in Detroit, Michigan, there were a few officers that were beat up on the inmates. I knew this. But there is a system, clearly, when officers are openly murdering unarmed people. With the last one being, I can't believe it, this guy, he was just merely walking. Elijah McLean, he was just walking, and he had his hood on, his little mask on, because he was anemic, and he just went to buy some milk. And I'm thinking about Trayvon Martin. He was just in the car with the music. I mean, it's clear to me that these Karens, the ones that's making calls on people, on black people, that's merely bird watching, walking. And now don't get me wrong, I'm not fearful, but I am concerned as a black woman that, first of all, not only do I have black on black crime, which was created by the white supremacy and this white entitlement. Yes, it was. And also, and I'm going to show you in the history books. I'm going to show you in white history books. And also, we have these, I'll call them Ku Klux cops. Because Derek Chauvin, as Dr. Grandy, you can look at him, was analyze him. He is definitely a perfect picture of not only entitlement, which supports white supremacy and support this continued open, blatant, you don't even care. And see, this lets me know that this is a modus operandi, that this American justice system, I mean, starting from the Supreme Court, we can't just look at policing America. We got to look at the Supreme Court. We got to look at the district attorneys. We got to look at the attorneys. We got to look at the lawyers. We got to look at the police chiefs. We got to go on down to the parole, how we do probation, and everything, and even traffic. Because why are the poor people paying to it's for revenue purposes. and I'm going back to the data. It was data that supported the fact by the Department of Justice that the police departments like Baltimore and Ferguson, they were revenue generated. They want revenue. So how do you get revenue? You pick up black people that's walking and talking and arrest them and frisk and search and search in their genitals and all this. And these cases are in the Department of Justice. No, this is a systematic thing to let me know that even though I was allowed to go to school and I was allowed to be part of the law enforcement, I still see that you were still killing my black people, still incarcerating them, still making money off of them. Because now it's not about profit. And then two, let's talk about the murdering thing too, because I want to get on to this, because I kept looking at a pattern. Now, you always talk about it, and I want to read what a modus operandi is, because apparently there's a modus operandi that the American justice system, yes, the way our justice system is set up is not for black Americans. It is, you made it so clear. You made it loud and clear. Modus operandi is someone that has habits or characteristics working particularly in the context of business or criminal investigation. A Latin phrase is basically what? A mode of operating, a particular way of doing something, used to describe an individual group's habits or the way that they operate or function. Now, it seems to me, and it's apparent now, that the killing of my black race never stopped. And now it's too, because we have videos and technology, we can also see even when the police turn off their camcorders. So it seems like to me there is, and I'm not saying all police now, because I used to be a police officer, and majority of them were good, but they knew the bad officers, and they knew that. So, but this is the issue. All the systems does not support us in any way. The system was never meant for us. It's meant for white privilege. It's meant for those who are able to pay to play. It's meant for the rich. It's meant, because you even got a white collar crime, which I want to get to that, because I wonder why you get people with millions of dollars that's in the banking, financial institutions that end up getting off and still getting their retirement and benefits. And you call it white collar crime. And then they go to and yes, it is a country club. Yes, it is. Because my white girlfriend went there and they got served, okay? And they were in polo shirts. Don't let them fool you. In fact, have you ever went into actually seen a lot of these federal prisons? No, you haven't. No. So getting back to this, because I want to get to the assessment of these Karens. Because see, these Karens, and I mean the white women calling on black people, are walking, talking, bird watching, showing housing. And then when is it going to stop? See, because Supreme Court judge sitting up there looking all pompous with those robes. Like I said, take them black robes and put red on it, because I'm about to psychoanalyze all of y'all. Because see, this is a system that's keep on. Look at Elijah McLean. He was walking home and he had a little mask on because he couldn't breathe. No, he was anemic. That's what it was. And y'all set up there with 3 officers. And then what you say? You said he was what? You said he was strong. Well, wait a minute. And then what we got, the Department of Justice, you put down there, that the officer's reasonable suspicion. Well, how can it be reasonable and suspicious too? How can it be logic? Because suspicious is based on suspicion. It's based on your training. It's based on your ideology. It's based on how you were raised. And you were raised to think that blacks are nothing. You are showing us, America, that you don't care about us, zero. And I was disillusioned for a little while, because I went to college and I got my PhD and I was able to work, have a couple careers and working on the third one. But I was disillusioned. But now I see how you openly lynched George Floyd, Derek Chauvin. And then for you, the nerve, no one has arrested the Elijah McLean. He's dead. Those 3 officers put his, and look at him, he's very lanky. And he's also anemic. Anybody know they're anemic, especially women? You know, I used to be in Grand Rapids. I had to go around this highway called the Loop. So it was like a little SS curve. Because I was so anemic, I got dizzy. Now, how is this going to have sustainable strength? But then if you're about to die, of course you're going to have some strength. And here's 3 big male officers with 3 guns, just overpowered the young man, and then injected him with something, ketamine. Are you for real right now? And the young man is dead, and no one has did nothing. And the DA said he's there, was justified in doing their actions. Well, it seems like to me, America, America's justice system? It seems like to me that you're justifying your white supremacy and your hate towards us, which is nothing but projection of the fear because you keep putting your foot on our neck. Either you hanging us by the rope when you did the slavery and doing sharecropping and still hanging us. It's like those 2 guys in California. You still hanging us and you still cutting off our air by putting your knee on our neck. So here's this man, young man, 23 years old. He's gone. And as far as I know, the police chief supported him. The DA officer supported him. And the 3 officers are still walking. Now tell me, America Justice, where are you, Supreme Court? Where are you, District Court? Where are y'all? Because you know what? Because y'all support this. Y'all think our value as black people. And it's not even about black and white no more. Because look at the protesters. The protesters are mainly white. So you're going to kill your kids? In fact, my nephew, last name is Lee. He's related. He's related to one of them generals, Lee's, okay? That's his great-great-grandfather. So you're going to go and kill your own white people because you hate us so much? And you know why you hate us? Because the fear that you saying that's in us, the anger that you say is in us is in you because you keep trying to mass genocide us. No. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to analyze you. Yep. Because I went on there and I profiled the Karens and I call them killer cops. Ku Klux cops. Yeah. Ku Klux cops. KKKs. I'm talking about you that's put on the uniform. I'm talking about all of you now. Now hear me out. If the shoe fits, wear it. And if you put your badge down because you can't no longer kill us, you need to because you got a spirit of entitlement and you think that this is about humanity. But you're so great, America. And I'm telling you, American justice system, you sitting up there in the Supreme Court, you sitting in the district court, God coming after y'all sins. And that the sins, every time you been in office and you don't do nothing, you pass this case on to somebody else. And you know you can do something. It's clear. And then you know what? It's evident by the video that these are murderers. And you're going to come up with all this jargon talking about the police saying, no more general immunity. No more immunity. You give them legal, and you're giving them legal grounds, and you got these long opinions, 152 pages of opinions, and then my black people are being murdered, and like worse than a dog. In fact, down in Georgia, you better not hurt no dog. In fact, you better not wear no meat. You get thrown eggs at it. So we're not even worth a dog to y'all. But God coming after your sins. Y'all sitting up there with your robes. Papas, you sitting there going on your vacation. Congress, going on your vacation. Because you got a God to meet. Because this is, and I'm telling you what the analysis is. This is analysis of white supremacy. There's all these Karens and these Ku Klux cops. And if it's you let the shoe fit, okay? Because this entitlement is, you have a high entitlement and it's characterized by motivation to attract status or to keep it as it relates to whites versus blacks. It's a form to try to be superior of us. It's a form. And you know what? You keep reminding us, because I did some research and I looked at, and this is what you did. This is your research. It was in a journal article. It's called Accumulation of Property by Southern Blacks Before World War I by Robert Higgs. Look it up. American Economic Heritage Association. Because I want to see a modus operandi of your mass murdering and your serial killing and your spree killing of black people, black unarmed people. Just walking and say, that's what you always done. And so what you do is, I thought about it. What provoked you? Well, first of all, we just had a black president. Well, when I looked at here, I read this in this book about the accumulation of property of Southern blacks before World War I. They found out, that was in 1982, they found out there were more blacks showing that they had more property than whites. But maybe because the article goes on to say that maybe it was because they purchased it by the market price. Nevertheless, it was showing that they had more property. In fact, Buckhead had Buckhead, Atlanta. Yes, it has here in Georgia. They have a grave site of African artifacts, and Macedonia part, which a part of it was historically Buckhead. Part of Buckhead had 50 prominent black people. So let me go to this modus operandi. So what do? Okay, so when we got our slavery, you put us in sharecropping. Okay, so you steal stole from us. You still killed us. You still was raping our mothers and throwing the babies in the rivers. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And then after 1982, it wasn't too long ago that after that, 1992, here you go. You came with a mob. White mobs. They don't sound familiar? White mobs. Oh, you vigilantes. You white citizens. In fact, just in Denver, a black young man, Jeep was shot up. How many times? 300 times? He was 16 years old, shot dead, and the 14-year-old was in critical condition, as far as I know. And it's supposed to be by white citizens? White vigilantes? What are you, white, with protecting your property and you killing people? So we understand. This is white supremacy. Your property is more important than our black lives. We get it. Oh, we get it loud and clear. And guess what? The world gets it loud and clear. And God gets it loud and get a clear. And for those who sitting up in the DA office, and for that officer, and for those 3 officers, and that DA district attorney, and that chief, I'm praying God they get fired today. Because Elijah McLean is 23 years old. He like his I don't know what. And he was just happy and dancing to music. And he can't even walk down the street, and we can't even enjoy our everyday lives because y'all are mass murderers, y'all serial killers. And I'm talking about for those who take the shoe fitted. And as far as I'm concerned, compliance is agreement. Yes. That's why I'm sitting here talking. You got this person in president. The generals don't like him because he talks against the veterans. He don't like old people because the man fell on protester, and the police officers talking about they can't break rank. And this guy and you got somebody up in here. No, God is coming after y'all sins because of y'all pride. So this entitlement by these Ku Klux cops and these Karens, and then why did you allow them to call so long? There should have been a law way before now. They are hoping that we get arrested. They know that we're likely to get arrested, get put in. Then are we angry? No, you're fearful because you keep putting your foot on our neck and you keep killing us openly, and you're saying you're doing it under law. God rebuke you, the blood of Jesus on y'all. No, y'all gonna have fire, hell, and brimstone for the rest of your life, so just keep it up. You don't believe there's no God. That's okay. That's okay. And it's so funny how God twists this around. And then I thought about it. Martin Luther King's his dream came to pass. He said, white sisters and brothers, white and black will hold hands, and they're doing it now. He prophesied that back before he died. In fact, that when I had a dream, I think the next day he was assassinated. But guess what? His dream has came past. So God must have shown him something because it's past. Because it's your white daughters and your sons and your cousins, and you're the same people that's protecting you. They got cousins and nephews and mothers and grandmothers in the street protesting, white people protesting for your inhumane behavior. No, you holding on to, and you 3%. Oh, God coming after y'all because y'all pursuing this to protect y'all. Because see, United States Constitution was never made for us. You made it clear that we have no rights. You made it clear that you can kill us and get away with it. You made it clear that justice can be denied us or be delayed, which is the same thing. So Karens and Ku Klux cops, if it fits, wear it. In fact, I mean to call y'all Ku Klux Supreme Court, Ku Klux DAs, Ku Klux. I can just go on down the line because y'all openly telling us that you want to mass genocide us and have been doing it too since over 400 years. No, God said, "Let my people go." So you are here to support a white supremacy. So what's your attitude? The white woman calling on black people, Starbucks, sitting, bird watching, walking their dog, exercising, moving their homes, showing real estate. I mean, you can go on and go on. And then you're killing unarmed black people, and then you tell them reasonable suspicion. How can you be reasonable suspicion at the same time? And what is this language? Department of Justice talking about, oh, they got split second. What, split second? When the person's running away, you shoot them in the back? Okay. So what it is that it's your, and I mean white status, I mean you Ku Klux cops, you Ku Klux justice workers, you Ku Klux DAs, you Ku Klux, yes you are, because you supporting the white supremacy, and you Karens and you killer cops and you American justice system are motivated to pursue and protect your status quo. And you know what you do? I notice every time it looks like we're gonna rise up and grow, That's when you come and you start killing us. See, you did that back in 1982. The blacks was, look at the internet. Not only did you have Wall Street, not only Black Wall Street, there were other towns in New York. Even the Bronx, even the Manhattan Park right there in New York used to be black-owned, a black-owned town. So it seems like every time, so you got a modus operandi. You're targeting a group of people because of the color of their skin, because you want to protect this white status, and you want to use us as cattle, as to profit. It's all about profit and money. So we don't mean nothing to you. I'm clear. I hear you loud and clear. You Ku Klux Klan, sitting up there on a justice system, talking about you Supreme Court. Supreme of what? You need to take Supreme out. You district attorneys, you probation officers, you parole officers, you judges, you police officers that's quiet. All y'all quiet? Y'all are in compliance. It's just as if you did it. So you trying to protect this white supremacy, and you're still trying to motivate us. See, because we just had a black president. Well, we was feeling good. Well, then you start killing us openly. And you keep doing it. I thought George Floyd was it. Nah, you keep showing me, because y'all going to get away with it. But guess who's going to be handled, going to be accountable for their sins? Because God said every thought, deed, and action gonna have to come before him. So don't believe it's a God. Because you think you the little gods. But go ahead. So this is your psychoanalysis. You Ku Klux killers and you Karens and your American justice system hiding behind laws and petitions and what these opinions. What's a $500 opinion when a person is dead in their grave and you talking about the officer did reasonable? What? Are you for real right now? No. See, this is how I know. And see, this white privilege and this entitlement is closely related to narcissism and other kind of psychological. Yeah, because you're trying to make us project like we're angry. But see, you're angry because we ain't dead yet. You angry because you want to keep killing us and we not say nothing. You angry because you want to profit on us and not say nothing. So you're motivated by your white status, even if the behaviors have negative consequences, like the arrest and detaining, false detaining, and incarceration and murdering of my black people. You don't care about that. In fact, what would we call out in the war? That's just, hey, that's going to happen. So it's to promote your own advantages at other expenses. So your whole advantage is what? You making your, see, because a lot of them people, black people that's in incarceration are still, look at the Georgia Innocent Project. Guys served, 15 years, 20 years? He was supposed to have life, and y'all you parole a thing, because you feel like once they get in the system, you don't care. Because see, what your whole thing is, if they can't pay, they can't play. That's what that's about. That's why you got white people sending their kids to college because they're paying for it. And then you seek to dominate others with aggressive tactics. So your aggressive tactics is you're killing us while we walking, talking, and like I said, every time we seem like we're getting to rise, you want to show us that we're nothing. But you know what? It's showing that the projection is because you're angry. You're angry because you want to keep us in slavery. See, and that's why, let me tell you about organizational culture. Organizational culture has to do with not only the things that you say, but the things you don't say. It has to do with symbols and meanings. And your symbols are in all these statues. These Confederate statues that put people, you mean tell me you want to parade that around? No, you want to parade, who was that general that you had him on the horse and you got a black man on one side and you got the Indian on the other? No, this showed the Indian with some infested, infested pox that you put, smallpox that you put in the blankets that massacre millions. Put that on there. Put that blanket on there with the little smallpox on there and the arrow through his heart. And also put down there how you had the black person's arm chopped off and the leg chopped off. No, that's what we're gonna put the real story, okay? So psychological. So you seek to dominate others via aggressive tactics, and then you want to say we are angry black woman, and you keep killing our black men. and we angry. No, and we'll come in here, we want to live. And not only live, we want to thrive. You don't want us to breathe. No. See, that's why the whole world looking at you. You never been great, America. You always been a liar. That's your thing. You are psychological entitlement involves a pervasive sense of deserving. You think the white supremacy is your reign. It's self-importance. You think you're more important than humanity. You think you're important to everybody. The brown, the yellow. And then you exaggerate your expectations to receive special goods and treatment. Like the officers going to fire, they're going to put down their weapons and say they're going to quit because they can't kill unarmed black people when they took us oath. See, you see how crazy that sound? You see how crazy America looking right now? Y'all should never say America the great. America's never been great. Not long as you keep on killing my black people, men, brothers and sisters and kids. Because you're working on the kids too. So you have a psychological entitlement scale. And your entitlement is motivated by your superiority. And it's grandiose. It's also connected with grandiose. And your social status is you want to protect that white privilege. Because it leads to, I guess what it is. I want to know, because it leads to privilege, access to resources, influence. And see, entitlement is what they want. And they want it now without regard to the well-being of others. You don't care nothing about us. And I wonder, y'all talking about a bounty head. They're talking about Putin has a bounty on the heads of the troops. I wonder, do y'all have a bounty on our heads? Because you chilling us look, I heard Zimmerman is making millions of dollars now after he killed Trayvon Martin. And so I wonder why he's still walking around. No, so you take your laws and your liars. Let me tell you, projecting the anger on us. And you want to keep putting your foot on our neck. You want to keep hanging us. You want to keep telling we are nothing. What really tells us that we are the ones that's superior. Because we are not bowing down to your hatred and your ill will and your continuing murdering. How is it possible these people are still calling? Karen in Michigan was 2 weeks ago just blocked the black lady because her kid got on the shelf, got a foot on the shelf and got a canned good. And I done seen these white people, their kids running all over the store. Nobody say hollering and screaming, pulling stuff down. Ain't nobody said nothing. And she blocking what her baby store, carrots. She blocking the woman's car. And to go see it. So I wonder, where are you, Supreme Court? Where are you, District? What are y'all doing? Y'all sitting here. You're sitting here on the works and the back and the blood of my people. And let the blood of my people be on your hands. From the time you got in office to the time you get out. If you don't get yourself right, God's going to judge you in this world afterwards. It's okay. It's okay. Don't do nothing about it. But it got to be a change. It's going to be a change. Because we ain't asking for freedom. I'm already free. Because God said, whom God has set free is free indeed. And that's why I believe that there's a God. Because I've been praying for a jubilee. And you're not going to deny my jubilee. And I believe this is a time, and I've been saying this since 1998. When I was over the women's ministry, that there's going to be a year of jubilee. You got to let our people go. God said, let my people go, America. You Ku Klux Supreme Court judges, you Ku Klux district attorneys and parole officers. I didn't say all y'all was, but if you are and you quiet, you are part of them. Compliance is not an answer. So so let me just tell you your analysis. Your white privilege is based in white supremacy and is grandiose because it's not God's law. God's law said all men are created equal. He said he made man and it was good. And you take and then you think like those officers, those DA and that chief of police and those 3 officers still walking around when Elijah McLean is dead in his grave. And you think it's an unjust injury because and you said it's unjust injury for us to say something when and you said the officers lawfully acted within their duties. Okay. We need to change some of this law or Department of Justice. You can't be, your suspicion is based on the fact of your white supremacy. You think black means scam mean criminal. You mean black means to kill them. Don't nobody care. We're going to just kill them. No, your killing days are over. No, I think America, you better act quick. So it's a whole point of you trying to retain your white supremacy. But your time is up. Your system of pay to play is up. And I say it again, and I will say it again. This is your Jubilee 50. You will let my people go in the name of Jesus. Okay, this is Dr. Cecily. Hope you enjoyed my channel. If you like, push like, and God bless you, and stay safe.